I don't know about you, but I find myself constantly cooking at Christmas time. It can all be a little bit stressful, but here's one recipe you can make now, well in advance, and it'll keep in the bowl you cooked it in, and it doesn't even need to be put in the freezer. What you're going to need is 1 2-pint pudding basin or a couple of these 1-pint basins, and you prepare it with some melted butter. Just paint it all around the inside of the bowl. This is to stop it sticking when it's steaming. All around the inside, and then you just need a disc of greaseproof paper in the bottom. And now you're ready to make your pud. You're going to need a bit of elbow grease for this, or a mixer. And first of all, you cream together the sugar and the butter. Now, Christmas puddings were traditionally made on Stir-Up Sunday, when the whole family took a turn in stirring the pudding and making a wish for the new year. And it's a great recipe to do with kids. Obviously, they're going to need a bit of supervision, especially if you're using a mixer and later on with steaming. But once you're putting the fruit in with a wooden spoon, they can all have a go. My kids absolutely love this recipe. Now, this first bit takes a bit of doing, but it's worth it. You need to spend a few minutes creaming together the butter and the sugar, and it'll turn a bit of a lighter colour. And then you're ready to add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, that looks about right. As you can see, it's lighter in colour and it's a lovely fluffy consistency. Okay, let's add everything else. Okay, first up the flowers and spices. And then I've beaten these 2 eggs together. And then tip everything else in. This is the bit my boys love. Mixed peel. And then the orange and the sherry, brandy or rum, whatever you're using. My boys always sniff this and say, "Ooh, Mummy, what's that?" I usually say, "Ask Granny, she knows all about it." Give it a mix, and then the final thing to go in is the grated apple. Right, there we go. And this is the bit where the elbow grease comes in. You could even do it whilst you're having a little bit of sherry, why not? It's Christmas soon after all. My kids adore doing this. And incidentally, if you want to ring the changes, you can use different dried fruit, cranberries, dried apple, apricots, whatever you can lay your hands on. Okay, you should have a soft, what they call a soft dropping consistency, and that is it. Now it's ready to go into the bowl. Dip it all in, and then you need another circle of greaseproof paper just to go on the top. And this is the bit that's important because you're going to steam the pudding for quite a long time, and so it needs to be pretty tightly wrapped. Smooth the top. Here's the other circle of buttered greaseproof. Now, before you steam it, you need more greaseproof. This is a large piece of greaseproof that you just pleat the top of. This is because when it steams, it rises a bit, so it'll have a bit of room to manoeuvre. Over the top it goes, and now you need an extra pair of hands for this. I'll give it a go myself. I usually shout my husband at this point. Tie the string all the way round. Oh, I think that's okay. My husband doesn't need to disturb himself. He can sit in front of the telly watching whatever it is, rugby usually at this time of year. I'm doing him a disservice actually. He's pretty good at the washing up. Okay, so trim off the excess string and then just trim off the edge of the greaseproof all the way around. Are you with me? I know it looks complicated, but as with most things, it's all in the preparation. Then you need to do the same thing with a piece of silver foil. So here's foil, pleat it in the middle again, and put it over the basin. And just tuck the edges in underneath the greaseproof. There we are, all the way around. Make it virtually airtight. Not quite, but virtually. Okay, now it's ready for steaming. Now, you need to steam it for about 6 hours. Pop it into a pan of water. The water needs to come about halfway up the side of the pudding. Switch it on And make sure that it doesn't boil dry. You need to top it up with boiled water from the kettle regularly. Keep a good eye on it. You could cook it in a steamer if you wanted to, or in a slow cooker, just follow the manufacturer's instructions. So let it cool completely when it's finished steaming, and then turn it out carefully. And what you need to do is just wipe out the bowl, or better still, give it a good wash up, and replace the greaseproof paper. So you can store it in the same bowl basically until the big day. Wrap it tightly like you did when you were steaming it, with more greaseproof and foil as well. Keep it in a cool, dark place. And when you're ready to cook it on Christmas Day, it needs to steam for 2 hours. Then you just turn it out, let it stand for 5 minutes. You can serve it with custard, brandy butter, white sauce, ice cream. Oh, the possibilities are endless.